Hey guys, what's up? It's Monkey. Welcome to another game. So today we're going to be playing against the Atlanta Hawks, and look at those overall ratings. This roster has improved quite a bit, so we have made a couple trades that I have to go over. So I believe the first time that we played, the overall ranking was like 23rd or 21st in the league, and now it's 9th in the league. So I did make a couple trades. I didn't show them because the footage was deleted. It was in a previous game. I recorded several games that weren't very good, and I decided to upload this one next because the other games weren't that competitive. This is a lot more competitive than a lot of the other games I played, and unfortunately I accidentally deleted the trade footage in some of those games. But we traded for the Orlando Magic big man Kyle O'Quinn, so that is going to be a major benefit. He's a much better big man offensively than Omer Ashik was for us, so the Hawks are going to start off the game with a dunk by Paul Millsap, and he did that a lot during this game, so that's by far not the last time you'll see it. But we got a steal there. I just ran into the pass with Jrue Holiday. Did not even attempt to go for the steal there. It just happened. And Tyreke Evans gets the dunk in transition, and that's also not something that you will get tired of seeing during this game because that's going to happen a lot. So in addition to trading away Omer Ashik, we also decided to trade away Jeff Withey, Ryan Anderson, and our 2015 first overall draft pick. And in return, we got Willie Green, and I got a couple draft picks along with that. I did some pick swapping, and I eventually ended up with the 76ers pick, and currently they are the third worst team in the NBA. So hopefully that will turn into a really, really good draft pick in the future, because I know this draft, because I am using a real draft, not a created draft this time, has some great big men in it, as Tyreke Evans is going to hit the nice jumper in transition. So we'll hopefully get a center for the future to build around with Anthony Davis, because the one main thing this team lacks is a center. Tyreke Evans and Jrue Holiday are solid for the future. We could probably maybe use to upgrade the small forward position, but small forward and center are the main things that are lacking. We'll see how Robert Covington develops. Maybe he will be the small forward of the future, and the bench needs a lot of work, though. This bench is not very good. I have Luke Babbitt playing significant minutes off the bench, so that just goes to show that our bench does have a lot of weaknesses. One other thing is Norris Cole is now signed to a 2-year deal for $4 million a year, as our new addition, Kyle O'Quinn, is going to get the nice turnaround there. And I really like Kyle O'Quinn. He develops nicely, but he is an expiring contract, so to keep him, we will need to pay him in order to have him on for the next season. So we'll have to figure that out in the offseason. But to end the first quarter, Willie Green is going to hit the three, one of the new additions, and we're going to go into the second quarter down by 2 points, 26-24. So this Atlanta Hawks team, anyway, is really, really good, both defensively and offensively, and a very frustrating team to play. One thing is, as you see there, Kyle O'Quinn gets the ball snatched from him in the post. That happens a lot, but in transition, the chase down block, and Luke Babbitt would block it from Dennis Schroeder, and then Jrue Holiday would also block him, so 2 blocks in one possession there. I really loved seeing Luke Babbitt playing some defense there. He struggles a lot one-on-one defensively, but he's a very tall dude, so that helps. And then Tyreke Evans would get the dunk as well. And overall, I'm very impressed with this Pelicans team defensively. They're so good. There's a couple possessions where we either forced shot clock violations or forced the Hawks to take late shots in the shot clock. And this Hawks team is a really good offensive team. So forcing some miscues from them is just exceptional defensive-wise. And then, unfortunately, they would get the steal there. And Paul Millsap would get another dunk in transition. That happened a lot. And unfortunately, Robert Covington, this is the main reason why. Robert Covington is a great player, but he struggles a lot with finishing at the rim. Him missing lay-ins, even if they are slightly contested, happens a lot. So that's the one major issue with Robert Covington, but maybe we can fix that with some training camps and all. Alexis Ajinça, now the starting center, he would hit the mid-range jumper. He has a mid-range, which is beautiful. I love that, because Omer Ashik really had no offensive game other than maybe 2 feet away from the rim. So we get that with Alexis Ajinça, and he's so tall as well. Paul Millsap would hit a 3. And the Hawks are doing so well here to close out the first half, and they got a good lead, 11 points, but Tyreke Evans is trying to fix that a little bit, and he would get the nice dunk off of the pick with Anthony Davis, and he was really carrying our offense, not only in this first half, but throughout the game. Anthony Davis was struggling a lot because he kept getting the ball stolen from him every time I would pass it down to him in the post. It seemed like Paul Millsap would poke it away. Speaking of steals, though, we get a steal here, and Norris Cole with the nice fadeaway in transition, and he would put that in, and we're starting to go on a run here, spearheaded by Tyreke Evans and Norris Cole going into the second half, and Tyreke Evans gets by DeMarre Carroll, and he dunks it as well. DeMarre Carroll is a really good defender, but he could not check Tyreke Evans in this game. The dude just went off. And going into the halftime here, we're only down by 3, which is great considering we were down by 11 just a couple minutes of in-game time. And overall, we're both shooting very well, both teams clicking on offense, and Tyreke Evans has 25 points at halftime. I told you, the dude just goes off in this game, and the Hawks were unable to stop Tyreke Evans. Jrue Holiday was getting guarded very well. Jrue Holiday does get the steal here in transition. Anthony Davis was getting guarded very well, as Tyreke Evans would get fouled, but I showed that just because of the nice steal by Jrue. And overall, you had to go to Tyreke Evans because he was the only offensive player who was able to consistently beat his matchup. And DeMarre Carroll or Kyle Korver was often guarding Tyreke Evans. It's probably part of the reason he was able to get off so much. Robert Covington would hit a 3, and we finally tied the game after being down the majority of the first half, especially in that second quarter, down quite a bit. But DeMarre Carroll would also hit a 3, so the Hawks, just their offense is really, really good. Unfortunately, Kyle Korver hasn't done a whole lot in this game. In real life, he's one of the main reasons why the Hawks offense is so good, because you have to play him tight. He's such a good three-point shooter. As Norris Cole with the strong finish in transition, just backing his guy down to the rim. I liked seeing that. But Kyle Korver didn't do a whole lot in this game, but you do have to keep a defender just smothering him. So even when Korver is not shooting, he's still taking a defender out of the play, and that's why he's so valuable. But as you can see, the Hawks have really built a nice lead. They're up by 12. We were playing them close, but then we went to our bench, and unfortunately, once the starters left the floor, the bench started hemorrhaging points. And this is why I need to beef off the bench a little bit, because the bench has just been extremely, extremely ineffective. Typically, the second that Tyreke, Jrue, and Anthony Davis leave the floor, that's when the other team goes on a run. So I do need a good scorer off the bench, because right now we're relying on Norris Cole for a lot of buckets, and he's not the best jump shooter, so it's difficult to score points once the bench is on the floor. But the starting lineup is very good. I'm very happy with the starting lineup on all 4 positions except for the center position. That needs an upgrade definitely, but the other 4, as Anthony Davis gets a nice block on Kyle Korver. I don't know what Kyle Korver was thinking, trying to take Davis one-on-one, and then Tyreke Evans with this strong finish in transition, and he's up to 29 points, and he is not done. He's going to carry this offense, continue carrying it, I should say, throughout the fourth quarter as well. So the game is now close. We went on a run as soon as our starters went back in the game, and Kyle Korver had 2 hands in his face and nothing but the bottom of the net. So the dude did not shoot much, but I'm telling you, he's dangerous, because you just cannot defend those shots when he starts to take them. So the Hawks hitting 3s yet again. DeMarre Carroll would bail the Hawks out. Played nice defense until the last couple seconds of the shot clock, and then they get a wide open 3. That tends to happen a lot in 2K. But Alexis Ajinça gets the nice steal, just kind of bumping Jeff Teague. I love it when those steals happen, when you just bump a player and they drop the ball. But Tyreke Evans is going to finish with the excellent release, and we're trying to get back into this league, but the Hawks are really firing on all cylinders offensively now. Jrue Holiday is going to cut to the rim. He did not have the best game, and Tyreke Evans is going to finish once again, because Tyreke Evans has been finishing a lot in this game, and the point total he had at the end of the game is just ridiculous. Paul Millsap and Jeff Teague are a nice tandem, and Al Horford with the dunk. That is just beautiful basketball. There's not a lot you can stop when they're just continuously passing until they finally find that open man. There's only so long a defense can stand airtight, but Anthony Davis gets the step on Paul Millsap and the dunk. One of the few highlight plays of the day for Anthony Davis, unfortunately. And we're going to come down to the end of the day here with one final turnaround jumper from Paul Millsap. He had a ridiculous amount of those, and this is one of those games where Paul Millsap was just too good. He had 29 points, and he shot like 80% from the field or something, and there's not a whole lot you can do to combat that. So we end up losing this game to the Hawks, as we'll hit one final jumper to make this score a little bit closer. But 103-96 is your final score. This Hawks team doesn't have the best record in this game. I think they're 26-20 or something like that. About the same record as us, but they are really good. So Tyreke Evans had 40 points on 14 for 20 shooting, just a ridiculous line. He was great. Unfortunately, Drew only had 9 points, but 12 assists is solid. Robert Covington at 11, and Anthony Davis only 12 and 6. And he really struggled this game. He was well defended. Paul Millsap and Thabo Sefolosha did a good job locking down Davis. And Paul Millsap was your player of the game with 29 points and 7 rebounds. So very good game played by the Hawks, and it was just a little bit too much for us to handle, unfortunately. Especially every time we went to the bench, the Hawks just went on a major run every time that happened because their bench was much, much better than our bench. That will be something that's fixed in the offseason, hopefully, but I wasn't expecting to be championship contenders this season anyway, so it's fine. Anyway, that's about all for this video. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you next time with another very close, very competitive, very fun game against the Pacers. Farewell.